Hello everyone! Welcome to this new lesson in the CSS Animations course. In this lesson, we're going to create this nice-looking button hover effect. So, if you take a look at the button, you can see that there are two backgrounds here, the blue one and the red one. The blue one is shifted a little towards the top left, while the red one is shifted towards the bottom right. And when hovering over the link, you can see both are rotated in a 3D perspective on the x-axis. So, let's create that together. I will start here in my HTML by adding an anchor tag, and I will just say button hover effect. Then I will go to my CSS, and I will target the anchor tag and add width, 300 pixels, height, 60 pixels, text decoration, none, text transform, uppercase, background, transparent, because we will use the before and after pseudo elements to create our backgrounds. Then, in order to center the text inside the link horizontally and vertically, I will say text align, center, and line height, 60 pixels. Still more to do, so I will add font weight, bold, letter spacing, 2 pixels. Then position, relative, and finally transition, all, 0.2 seconds. Cool, so now we've finished designing our button. Let's work on creating the two backgrounds. I will go right here and say A, before, and I will add content, empty strings, position, absolute, top, 0, left, 0. And we want the background to have the same width and height as the link. So I will add width, 100%, height, then background color, this nice light blue color. So now you can see the blue background is taking up the whole width and height of the link and covering it up. So let's go back and make the text of the link visible. I will do that by going right here and adding z-index -1. Alright, now, if you remember, the blue background was shifted a little to the top left corner of our link. Let's do that. I will go right here and change the top value to -3 pixels instead of 0, so that it will be shifted a little to the top. And I will change left to -3 pixels as well, so it will be shifted to the left. Cool. Now let's create the red background. I will copy all of this, paste it again, and change before to after. Then we want it to be shifted to the bottom and the right. So instead of left -3 pixels, I'll change it to 3 pixels. And top to 3 pixels as well. Then I will change the background color, of course, to this light red color. And now you can see the red background is sitting on top of the blue one and covering it. But we want them to be blended within each other. We can do that easily by going back to the Before selector and adding Mix Blend Mode, multiply, and we will do the same for the After pseudo element. And let's actually change the color of the link to white instead of this ugly blue color. So now you can see the two backgrounds are blended together and looking much nicer. And now we need to work on the hovering effect. On hovering over the link, we want the two backgrounds to rotate on the x-axis in a 3D environment. So to do that, I will go right here and say A, hover, before. And first, we will move the blue background to the top by 6 pixels and change its left value to 0. So I will add top, minus 6 pixels, left, 0. Then I will add transform. And because we want the rotation to happen in a 3D environment, I will add perspective, 1000 pixels. Then rotate X 75 degrees. And to make the movement happen smoothly, I will go up here inside the Before Pseudo Element selector and I will add Transition, All, 0.2 seconds. And now you can see, when I hover over the link, you can see the blue background is rotating in a 3D environment on the x-axis. But this isn't the effect we want. It's rotating on its center point, so it covers up the text, but we want it to rotate on its top center point. So I will go back to the Before Pseudo Element selector and I will add Transform Origin, Top. So now, when I go back and hover, you can see the blue background is rotating on the x-axis the way we want. Now, let's do the same thing for the red background. I will copy this, paste it, and change before to after. Then top to 6 pixels instead of minus 6, and rotate X to minus 75 degrees, because we want it to rotate the other way. And in order for the movement to happen smoothly, I will go inside the After Pseudo Element and add Transition, All, 0.2 seconds. And finally, in order to make the background rotate on its bottom center point, I will add Transform Origin, Bottom. And now, when I go to the link and hover, you can see the two backgrounds rotate on the x-axis, giving us the effect we want. Now, one thing left. On hovering over the link, we want to change its color so we can see it. I will go back to my CSS and say A:hover, color, this dark gray color. And now you can see we're finally getting exactly the effect we're going for, and that is very nice.